This is the After Party, live with Kim McAllister. Pick a couch, grab a drink, and settle into the conversation.
There are some days when that ukulele music coming through makes me just feel happy and peaceful and calm, almost like I can hear the ocean in Hawaii and I hear the ukulele playing in the background. So good. Hello, everybody. It is Trivia Thursday on the After Party Live, and I'm so glad you're here. I have so many good questions. I'm hoping to be able to get to them all, and I don't know whether to cut the short short and do a longer trivia or to just do a regular trivia. We'll see how it all works out. But I have the story about this elephant that I want to show you. And it's not a surprise that you would find an elephant doing funny things in Thailand, but to see this elephant inside of what appears to be a convenience store style setup in Thailand is pretty funny. So we'll do that story. There's also a story I have for you about the possible future of the way our packages will be delivered, and it could be Amazon robots that do the work. Also, I've got boxes of kid art at my house. Sometimes, you don't want to throw it away. You have to wait an appropriate period of time to weed out the stuff that is really not savable from the stuff that is, because if they see it in the garbage can, they think you didn't like it, or they somehow internalize the fact that you've thrown out their work. Well, a mom from many, 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 many thousands of years ago couldn't throw out the work. We've got old kid art to show you. Kind of funny. It's the way that kids have always done things, apparently. So we'll get to that as well. And then marine, sea, ocean trivia. I like it. All right. Welcome aboard. Thank you for being here. Thank you, everyone. Longer trivia votes, Nullifidian. All right. Digitize the kid art. That's a really good idea. I should really do that. I like that idea a lot. Yeah, Cats was really good. So do go back and take a look at that. Very good Mark Thompson show today. Yeah, let's jump into some of these stories and get started, because the first one I have for you is this one. This is the elephant that had a little foray. You can see here. I'm going to push play. Here comes, it's a hungry elephant, Sometimes you just want a little snack, and that seems to be what happened here. This elephant raided a grocery store in Thailand for snacks, ate about 9 bags of sweet rice crackers, had a little dry banana going on, and decided that he was just going to come in and get a little something to eat. He's probably the biggest shoplifter I've ever seen. This hungry wild elephant causing a bit of a chaos moment in this grocery store in Thailand on Monday. He came in from a nearby national park. That's how that happened. Oops, let me replay that video. Yeah, it came in from a nearby national park. You can see that elephant there. And that's what happened. Had some snacks to eat. This male elephant's name is Plai Bang Lek. He briefly stopped in front of the shop, as you saw from the video, that was located right next to a main road near the Khao Yai National Park in northeastern Thailand before he put his whole body inside the store. He did stop briefly at the store's counter, took some snacks, and then the national park workers came into the store and tried to shoo him away. The elephant backed out of the store slowly. I love how they're aware of their size and how they need to move, but he was still holding a bag of snacks in his trunk. He did not leave a lot of damage behind. Some mud tracks on the floor, the ceiling of the shop a little damaged, but it was very gentle as far as, what was going on with the shelves and everything else. I'm impressed. There's a video with a shop owner saying he's pretty amused by all this. She's pretty amused by all this. She said the elephant ate about 9 bags of sweet rice crackers, a sandwich, some dried bananas that she just bought that morning, left without hurting anyone or anything like that. Just wanted the snacks and then took off. The elephant is about 30 years old, a familiar sight in this area, and is known to enter people's houses in search of food as well. But this is the first time he ever went to the grocery store. After he left the shop, apparently he went on to open the bedroom of a nearby house. So that's how it worked out. But that was pretty funny. Okay, let's move on to this story. This is a plot of land that is for sale along 17-mile drive, I want to say, in the Carmel area, Pebble Beach area. It's $100,000. What? Yes. You might think, what, $100,000? And it's right next door to the house designed by Frank Lloyd Wright. So this is a hoity-toity fancy area beachfront property for sale for $100,000. There is, though, a catch, and that is it's non-buildable lot. You will not be able to build on this lot, and you've got to sign an agreement. I don't know how binding that type of agreement is, but they want someone who will allow people to use the land to walk down to the beach for public access, who will not build, who will not damage the views from the roadway or from across the street. This is a stunning oceanfront lot in Carmel. Stunning. And it might not sell. It is right on the one of the most sought after stretches of land in the world. And it's a 4,200 square foot lot right along Scenic Road. It's been for sale since May 23rd. The non-buildable lot for sale, this is what the property description says, is for the person who already has everything. It's a non-buildable lot due to deed restrictions, size, and other limitations. This little piece of heaven, they say, could be yours. So you could just take a folding chair out there and enjoy the spectacular sunsets. The broker, they say, is not sure of the property line. The listing agent, Central Coast Properties, Lance Monosoff, says he's been getting some calls nonstop since this thing went up on the website, but he's been instructed by the attorney representing the seller to say no comment when the media calls in. So SF Gate says that's what they were told when they wanted some more specifics about this property. Here it is. You can see this little chunk of land right there between these amazing, huge houses. You get your own little stretch of beach there, but it's not, I mean, you would just be the maintainer of it. You know, you wouldn't be living there. Although I guess you could pitch a tent, but I don't know. The property is deed restricted and has been since 1923 when it was sold to a woman for $10. In 1924, this woman sold 2 lots across the street and this undeveloped parcel again for another $10. The deed restriction has been in place for more than a century, and here's what it says: that this lot is intended for the perpetual benefit of the pedestrian public and none other. Pedestrians can enter or pass through for activities like sightseeing and fishing and sketching or picnicking, but they cannot camp or set up or maintain tents or other shelters. So it's not like you could put up a homeless shelter on this spot. Can't do it. You could maybe go have a picnic lunch. The new owner of this parcel, whoever he or she may be, will have to agree not to build or allow to be built any buildings or improvements of any kind or character, but to keep it in the same natural conditions. So, SF Gate writes, in other words, for only $100,000, you can have a billionaire neighbor enjoy thrilling views and ensure public access to a stunning piece of coastline. $100,000 for this little part. I guess for someone who has lots of money, you could say, well, I own property on Scenic Drive in Carmel, right? Yeah. I have the pictures. You want to check out the pictures with me? Let's do it. That's the picture that was in SF Gate. But here is the actual listing where they have 3 photos of this property. So there's the make it a little bigger. Pardon me. There's the view from your parcel. There it is. You own a lot of ice plant. I'm like, well, those Monterey pines, right? That's a pretty good little view for 100,000. Can you see it now? The after party live party on our plot of land that we all cobbled together money to throw in to purchase. We've got some picnics out there. A couple times a summer, we'll meet down in Carmel, have a big old barbecue and a picnic. Make sure everyone can still access the beach. Make sure it's cleaned up. The only thing I think could go wrong here is now that it's publicized that, and I know that this roadway is, there's a checkpoint with a person in a little hut that you have to pass through. But if someone figured out that no one is on this property and it became some homeless encampment, which went against the deed, and then you had to figure out how to get all these people off your property, I could see that being a bit of a problem. But what a beautiful piece of land. I wish I had $100,000 to buy it. Alas, I do not. This is exciting news, though. Check this out. This is what they think is a breakthrough in HIV research. Here's what they think that this could lead to a cure for HIV because, and here's how this works. Researchers say they found a new way to force the virus out of hiding inside of human cells. And this is what has been the problem this whole time. It's the HIV virus's ability to hide itself inside of certain white blood cells. That's been a challenge for researchers as they've been searching for years for a cure, because it would mean that there's a reservoir in HIV still in the body, right? That could reactivate, that your immune system can't get to because it's hiding out. Well, not anymore. They found it, and it looks like this could lead to something really big, really big. New research from the Peter Doherty Institute for Infection and Immunity in Melbourne demonstrating this way to make the virus visible, which paves the way to fully clear it from the body. This is all based on mRNA technology, the technology that gave us the COVID vaccine. They wrote a paper published in Nature Communications saying that for the first time, they've shown mRNA can be delivered into cells where HIV is hiding by encasing it in a tiny, specially formulated fat bubble. The mRNA then instructs the cells to reveal the virus. It's a big thing. 40 million people right now estimated to be living with HIV. They have to take medicine for the rest of their lives to suppress the virus so that it won't bring out the symptoms, right? And so that it can't be transmitted. And people are still dying from HIV/AIDS. 2023, there was a UN AIDS study. They think one person died of HIV every minute in 2023. So I say that because if they can cure it, this is a huge big deal. Previously, it was thought impossible to deliver mRNA to the type of white blood cell that was home to HIV. This is the lead author of the study, Paula Saval, Dr. Paula Saval. She said it is because those cells didn't take up the fat bubbles used to carry it, but that they developed this new type of LNP, lipid nanoparticle, that those cells will accept. And the hope is this new nanoparticle design could be a new pathway to an HIV cure. They say this is almost too good to be true. So they didn't believe it at first, and they sent the researchers back to the lab. They said, repeat this again, do this again. We got to see this again. She says, I came back the next week, and the results were equally good. And since then, they've repeated it many, many more times. Overwhelming of the night and day difference from not working to all of a sudden, boom, it works. And she said they were all sitting around just gasping, like, wow, this is a big thing. So, as always, further research needed to determine whether revealing the virus is enough or will be enough to allow our immune systems to deal with it, or whether this technology will have to be combined with some other type of therapy to eliminate HIV from the body, but it sure looks like they're on the way. It sure looks like they're on the way. And it's not only important to HIV research because there's a doctor, his name is Michael Roche with the University of Melbourne, who said this discovery could also have broader implications beyond HIV, with the relevant white blood cells also involved in other diseases, including cancers. I'm hopeful. I mean, you see studies like this all the time. Oh, we're going to cure cancer. Oh, we're going to this, we're going to that. If this works, this is crazy amazing. So I'm going to take that. I'm going to take that as uplifting today, and I'm going to go forward feeling happy about it. Remember this guy? We talked about him. He lost his Bitcoin key, and his girlfriend like threw it in the dump or something. Remember this guy? And he was looking for these Bitcoins in the dump, and the municipality where he lives in the UK said, "Listen, you can't. You're disrupting the activities at the dump. It's done. You got to go." He was looking for 742 million in Bitcoin in this landfill. And for more than 10 years, he's been searching. It hasn't given up. After 12 years of failed attempts, this guy from Newport, who lost his hard drive containing his $742 million worth of Bitcoin, has finally and officially ended his search. His name is James Howells. He's an IT worker in South Wales, Newport, South Wales. He had 8,000 Bitcoins. Back in 2013, they were worth 8 million. But then, you know what happened to cryptocurrency values? It skyrocketed and crazy things happened, and now it's worth 742. Well, it's worth nothing because it's gone. He had this hard drive containing the private keys for the coins, and those keys are still buried somewhere beneath this mountain of trash. The hard drive containing this digital treasure, estimated now at $742 million, thrown away in this Newport landfill, and now we know it will never be seen again. Mr. Howells wanted to do this extensive recovery plan. He had developed some high-tech solutions, AI-powered drones and robotic systems that were going to search through this landfill without doing environmental damage to try to get this hard drive back, but not do harm to the surrounding area. And the Newport City Council did not give him permission to do this. Local officials there said there's potential dangers of disturbing the landfill, could release toxic gases, could contaminate water resources nearby. And so they didn't grant him permission, and there has been this ongoing fight. And finally, he's given up. So somewhere beneath all the garbage, a treasure lost forever. Yeah. Now, though, he might get some money because they're telling his story in a documentary on the BBC. They've acquired the rights to tell the story in a new docuseries, a podcast, and short-form content called The Buried Bitcoin, the real-life treasure hunt of James Howells, chronicling his efforts to recover the Bitcoin, all of his high-tech plans that he tried to put into place, all the legal battles. It's set to be released in 2025. So maybe he'll walk away with something. I don't know. Not walking away with those Bitcoin keys, that's for sure. Nope. All right, look at this. It looks like my kids' art. Those weird little fingers, right? This is developmental for kids. Very common. Mhm. Archaeologists found this 13th century scribbling from a 7-year-old boy. Seriously. People used birch bark back then as a writing surface because it's easy to scratch into with a stick or a stylus or some type of sharp object. It's easy to peel off the tree as well. And so they found in, I think, Russia, specimens in Russia. Yeah. Old manuscripts preserved on birch bark. There's a whole field devoted of study devoted to these. Archaeologists found more than 1,000 specimens in Russia. More than 1,000 of those, well, they found 1,222, and of those, 1,113 were from this little medieval town called Novgorod, where there's this waterlogged clay soil that's really heavy, and they think that protected the birch bark from oxygen and decay. And you can see that they have some writing, some language on there. They say that most of the notes used Church Slavonic. Some of them were written in a vernacular dialect. Many recount personal matters and everyday happenings. The researchers say they think there's about 20,000 notes like this that could be discovered in this area. But this one is from a 7-year-old boy living there in the 13th century. He liked to draw these epic battle scenes and mythical creatures. The birch bark scraps show some signs of schoolwork with psalms and Cyrillic alphabet exercises. They also show doodles that look like a kid was bored in school, right? The Yeah, so this ancient graffiti where you can see kid art. Kid art somehow has a way of sticking around. That's what happens at my house too. This one. This is so cute. I love it. I wanted to tell you the story before we get to trivia about the Amazon robots. They're testing out these Amazon robots that could eventually be delivering our packages. Yeah, they're gonna test them out. Looking at this software development for humanoid robots that could be hopping out of vans and heading up to our porches very, very soon. It's a technology company, Amazon, building a humanoid park in the United States to test out these robots. The robots could eventually take the jobs of the delivery workers, sadly. They're developing artificial intelligence software to power these robots, but they'll use hardware developed by other companies. So they've got an indoor obstacle course right now in San Francisco that they're using for tests at the Amazon office in the city, San Francisco. It's about the size of a coffee shop. And they're hoping that if all goes well, the robots will be able to take a seat in the Rivian vans that you see all over your neighborhood and make deliveries. Even, they say, with a human driver behind the wheel, the robot could speed up drop-off times by visiting one address while the human employee delivers to another. Amazon has more than 20,000 Rivians in the United States. They have placed one of the vans in the humanoid testing zone, according to this report in The Guardian. They plan to take them on field trips in the real world while they will attempt to deliver packages to homes. They've already conducted trials with humanoid robots at Amazon. They're using agility robotics in their warehouses. The DigiRobot will allow employees to hand off the work to humanoids and become then robot managers. I would argue you probably need a lot many fewer workers to oversee the robots. Amazon has also had a foray into delivering packages via drone test flights. So we could see that as well. The packages being delivered by drone and by this humanoid robot. Can you imagine that? Walking up to your porch, see it out there, ding dong, and the humanoid robot scampers back down your driveway. We'll see how this goes. I don't know. It would have to be aware of its surroundings, aware of, they move so clunkily, and a lot of people have steps and obstacles to get to the door, animals around. I don't know how that's going to work out. All right, are you ready for it? It is time for Trivia Thursday. There we go. Happy last day of school, says Mama. Tomorrow's the last day of school for my kids. But yeah, I'm so glad. We'll have to get up early and drop those kids off. Wall-E is coming true, says Vanessa. Robots overseeing robots. What could possibly go wrong, says Luis. I don't even want to think about it. Come on. All right. Ooh, Deidre's able to make trivia. Well, here we go. I'm in the chat. I'm seeing your answers. So let us begin. This is marine trivia, all things ocean on the After Party Live. Trivia Thursday. First, cephalofoil is the formal term for the distinctly shaped noggin of what 360-degree seeing shark group? Cephalofoil is the formal term for the distinctly shaped noggin of what 360-degree seeing shark group? SJ Lola jumping right in with a hammerhead. SJ Lola's right. Hammerhead is the correct answer. Yeah. Hammerhead. Luis says hammerhead. Nullifidian says hammerhead. Sandy says hammerhead. Deidre has hammerhead. Sandy does. Yeah, good job. Next question. If you order uni, U-N-I, uni, at a sushi bar, what spiky ocean dweller will you get? If you order uni when you're out for sushi, what spiky ocean dweller will arrive on your plate? I see the answer. You will get sea urchin, says Heather Kennedy. That is correct. You will get a sea urchin on your plate. Mama says urchin, correct. Irvin, I think that's urchin. I'm taking it, William. I'm thinking that's voice to text. Eileen says urchin. Yep. Sea urchin, says Jim. Yep. And Tammy and Sandy and Luis and Meredith. Yeah. You pronounce it urchint? Sea urchin. There is no T in it, right? Maybe I'm saying it wrong. I don't know. They say sea urchin. What British overseas territory is partially protected from severe hurricanes due to a surrounding coral reef, but remains frequently associated with disasters because of an allegedly large number of unexplained aircraft disappearances? What British overseas territory is partially protected from severe hurricanes because of a surrounding coral reef, but remains frequently associated with disasters? Oh, look, you guys are quick to the draw. The answer is indeed Bermuda. Deidre jumping right in with it. Bermuda is correct. Heather has it. Yep. SJ Lola. John Slade has it. So does Luis. Sandy, I'll take triangle. Tammy has it. Vanessa has it. William has it. So does Trevor, John, Eileen, Nancy, Mo, Donna, Mama, Calvin. Nice. Next question. Morse, as in Morse code, Morse, is an archaic term for which large marine mammal? Morse is an archaic term for which large marine mammal? Morse. Looking for the answer. I see it coming through. Jim says it's a walrus, and Jim is correct. It would be a walrus. The word for walrus is also Morse. Good job, Jim. Well done. I didn't see anybody else with it. Did I miss anything? I don't think so. If I missed you, I'm sorry. But Jim, good job. Next question. Which squid gets its name not because it has a taste for blood, but from the dark skin on its arms that makes it look like it's wearing a cape? Which squid gets its name not because it has a taste for blood, but because it's got some dark skin on its arms that makes it look like it's wearing some kind of cape? hmm Vampire Squid, says Deidre. Yes, Deidre has it, and so does Trevor and Heather and Walnut and Luis. Vampire. Vampire's all you needed. You got it, Mama. So does Tammy, and so does Eileen, and so does Donna and Sandy. Nice job, you guys. Next question. I'll throw you one that might be fun and not super challenging, because there's some really challenging ones coming up. So we'll take this is a little, softball perhaps. In Finding Nemo, what is the circus-related name of the type of anemone-dwelling fish that Nemo and his dad Marlin are? What type of anemone-dwelling fish are Nemo and his dad in Finding Nemo? I like that way to answer that better. Yeah. Deidre says it's a clownfish. Heather says it's a clownfish. Both correct. So does John and Jim, Uncle Jim, and Nancy and SJ and Trevor and Tammy and Vanessa. Luis has it. So does Sandy and Jim and Chris and Eileen. Good job. All right. What is the name for a provision in an ocean marine insurance policy that adds coverage for damage directly resulting from the bursting of boilers or other mechanical failures, latent defects in a ship's equipment or machinery, errors in navigation or management of the ship? You know that? I think a boat owner would know it. The name for a provision in an ocean marine insurance policy for coverage directly for damage directly resulting in all of these things happening on the ship: the bursting of boilers, mechanical failures, defects in the ship's equipment or machinery, errors in navigation equipment, all of these things that damage your boat. The beginning of the term sounds like a unit of measurement. No? Let's see if anybody has it. The sinking boat insurance, the all hell breaks loose clause, the act of God provision, the floater. Ain't funny. It is called the Inch Marie clause. I'll type it out. Inch Marie. I didn't know it. Now we do it. See, there are some things, some parts of trivia that allow us to learn together, right? Yeah, it's the Inch Marie clause. I thought that was interesting. All right. In contrast to bony fish, chondrichthyes, like sharks and rays, have skeletons made of which material? I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. I'll print it for you. You can see if I'm pronouncing it wrong. Inch Marie, but put together. Yeah, it was Inch Marie. Chondric thighs, right? Chondric thighs? That's how I would say it. And yeah, you guys are already getting the answer. In contrast to bony fish, chondric thighs, like sharks and rays, have skeletons made of cartilage. That is correct. So I guess I didn't need to type it out because everybody has it. And it looks like Heather was first of it. Cartilage. John Slade has it. Uncle Jim, S.J. Lola, Nola Fidian, Sandy jumping in, Rev P, Luis, and Tammy and Walnut, Deidre, Donna, Eileen, good job. Nancy, Trevor, well done. The flightless cormorant, the only known member of this bird species that has lost the ability to fly, fishes in the waters off of what isolated islands? The flightless cormorant. It's the only known member of this bird species without the ability to fly, and it fishes in the waters off of which isolated islands? Hmm. And the answer is the Galapagos Islands. I think Chris may have been the first with that. Chris from Menlo. Yeah, Galapagos Islands. Chris has it. So does Sandy. So does Luis and John and Donna. Galapagos, where it's at. Next question. What oceanic animal has a scientific name Monodon monoceros, Greek for one tooth, one horn? What oceanic animal has the scientific name Monodon monoceros, which is Greek meaning one tooth, one horn? Oh, were you? I'm sorry, I didn't see that, Sandy. All right. One tooth, one horn. It is, yes, narwhal. And I think that John Slade was the first. Narwhal is correct. Thank you, John Slade. Thank you, Heather Kennedy, for narwhal, and Deidre and S.J. Lola, and Uncle Jim, and Mama, and Sandy, and Nullifidian, and Luis, and Chris from Menlo, and Donna. Yeah, Heather, they are the unicorns of the sea. And I will say sometimes what shows up on your screen as first does not show up on my screen as first. So my husband has said, you say people are first that I don't have on my screen. So I think it has to do with your internet and my internet connection and what tends to pop up first. So if you think you were first, but I didn't call you first, my apologies. That's tech stuff that I can't help that, right? So I just have to say what's on my screen first. Okay. This one taught me something. I didn't know this. A smack, like, a smack is the collective term for a group of a large group of what sea creatures? A smack of what? A smack of yo ass. No, that's not right. A smack is the collective term for a large group of what sea creatures? Oh, Steve made you a narwhal cake? Pictures are needed. Pictures are needed. Love it. Because we're doing trivia, I'll bump the weekly show and tell till tomorrow. So you have time to get your pictures, and I have a lot of pictures to show that are really good. Jellyfish is correct. A smack of jellyfish, says Uncle Jim. Yes, Uncle Jim. You're the best. Look at that. Jelly heroin fish. That's actually a really good answer. I love it. And this is why you should get hired immediately. Yeah, Heather, you eat the unicorns of the sea? Rude. Well done, Uncle Jim. I think Uncle Jim's the only one that had that. All right. This will make you have to close your eyes and picture it. All right. The Pacific Ocean, of course, found off the American West Coast. How many U.S. states have coastlines on the Pacific Ocean? Oh no, Deidre. I'm knock on wood, but I've never been stung by a jellyfish in Hawaii or elsewhere. Awful. It tastes better when they're mystical. 5. This is correct. Uncle Jim says 5, and he pops up first on my screen. Deidre says 3. It's 5. Chris says 5. Vanessa has 5. So does Donna. SJ has 5. So does Walnut. Yeah, 5. So it would be obviously Oregon, Washington, California, right? And then, yeah, is it Arizona and Texas? Yeah. Oh, Alaska and Hawaii. Yeah, see, I don't know. I'm thinking 5. Yeah, Alaska and Hawaii. That's correct. Arizona and Texas. What state am I living in? Duh. Exactly. Oh my gosh. Okay. Next question. This is why I'm not playing. This is why I'm asking the question and not playing the game. On its east, the New Zealand city of Auckland touches the Pacific Ocean. What is the body of water that borders Auckland to the west? On its east, the New Zealand city of Auckland touches the Pacific Ocean. But what is the body of water that borders Auckland to the west? And that would be. I'm not seeing it. A state of confusion. It would be the Tasman Sea. Yes, Donna. The Tasman Sea. Eileen has it as well. Donna and Eileen. Nice. Ooh, that's a nice place to work for a while. Deidre's daughter is going to nanny in New Zealand. That's cool. Bearing the name of a ship from the far west of Europe, what translucent, gelatinous organism from the Psyllidae family is known as the floating terror because of its painful sting? It bears the name of a ship from the far west of Europe. What translucent, gelatinous organism from the Physalidae family is known as the floating terror because of its painful sting? Man of War, Portuguese Man of War. Uncle Jim says that's what it is. Uncle Jim is right. Cameo has it too. So does Mama. Jelly 9, well, maybe not. Man of War is what we're looking for. Karen Cooper has it. Chris from Menlo has Portuguese Man of War. So does William and SJ. And John and Heather. And Sandy. And Luis. Eileen has it. So does Vanessa. And Mo. And Deidre. Mama. Donna. Good job. This is a learning one. The Balana morphea, Balana, B-A-L-A-N-A, morphea, are what suborder of barnacles? Also the name of a nut of oak trees and their close relatives. Balana morphea are what suborder of barnacles? Also the name of the nut of oak trees and their close relatives. Acorn barnacles is correct. Heather is known as the floating terror on her floaty in the lake, knocking back White Claws. The floating terror. Acorn is correct. John Slade has it. Yeah. Acorn barnacles. Deidre has it. So does Uncle Jim. And Jim Slayton and Sandy and Chris from Menlo Park. And Heather has it as well. And so does Donna. And so does Meredith. Well done and good job. And the next question. What cephalopod has the highest brain-to-body ratio of any invertebrate with some 500 million neurons scattered across its body? My husband just whispered the answer in the background. I don't know if you heard it. What cephalopod has the highest brain-to-body ratio of any invertebrate with some 500 million neurons scattered across its body? Oh, everyone's quick to the punch with this one, right? It is octopus. Ren has it. Ren is first on my screen with octopus. Nullifidian has it. So does William. And so does Heather. Octopus. Octopus is different from squid, right? Yeah. Eileen has it. Oh, thank you so much.
Squids is dumb.
Squids are dumb and octopus are smart. Is that right? Okay.
Squids are
You heard it from David here first.
Squids are pretty smart.
Tammy has it. Mama has it. William has it. And so does Sandy. And so does Meredith. Good job. Okay, next question. Here you go. This question is close to my heart. Are you ready? The koa tree is endemic to what U.S. state? The very sturdy wood, resistant to salt water, been used to build boats and surfboards.
Duh.
What state is endemic to the koa tree? Or the koa tree is endemic to what state?
Alaska.
Stop it. Interrupting me. Yes, it is. Aloha, Hawaii. Deidre says Hawaii. That's right. Deidre's correct and first to the punch on my screen, and Ren's got it. And so does Cameo, and Karen and John and Hawaii, and SJ Lola, Chris, Vanessa, Heather, Sandy, and Eileen and Donna and Jim and Tammy. Koa wood. I've seen homes. Good job, Mama. I've seen homes in Hawaii where the whole kitchen is built, like all the cabinetry is this koa wood, which is so beautiful because it has this property that makes it almost glow. It's so pretty. Last Christmas, Jacob got a ukulele. You've heard him play it on the show. And it's a koa wood ukulele. And I thought it was going to be really expensive. I don't think it's real koa wood. It says it's koa wood, but it's probably acacia. It wasn't as expensive as I thought it was going to be. So, ocean currents are essential to the propagation of what kind of tree? It's defined as one of many species that grow in brackish or saline coastal waters. Ocean currents are essential to the propagation of what kind of tree? This is defined as one of many species that grow in brackish or saline coastal waters. And the answer is, yeah. SJ Lila says, yeah, it just glows. So pretty. The answer is mangrove. Ren has it. So does Tammy. Oh, Karen with the pronunciation for what, koa? Ukulele. For ukulele, yeah, ukulele. Mangrove, says Meredith. That is correct. Well done. And the next question. Branchia or branchia, 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 is the zoologist's name for what common structure found in aquatic organisms, including fish, mollusks, crustaceans, and tadpoles? Branchia. Some would maybe look at it and say branchia. I'll say branchia because I think that's correct. It's the zoologist's name for what common structure found in aquatic organisms, including fish, mollusks, crustaceans, and tadpoles. Yeah, you guys are so on it. Gills. I guess you could call gills lungs, right? The answer is gills. I'm giving it to John Slade and Heather and Chris and Tammy. It's kind of lungs though too, but gills is the answer. Nullifidian and Sandy. I'll take Hills because I know what you meant. Donna Holm and Rev P with gills. You got it. All right, a few more of these. What kind of green-skinned salad ingredient features in the name of a toxic echinoderm capable of both sexual and asexual reproduction that lives on the seafloor? I'll only say it once because I know these are going to start popping up. Maybe I'll have to read it again. All right. Oh, no. You guys have it. Okay. I knew it's cucumber. So here was the question.
Echinoderm.
Echinoderm. Thank you. Never can always expect to get corrections from the peanut gallery at my house. It was a green-skinned salad ingredient featuring in the name of a toxic echinoderm, my bad, capable of both sexual and asexual reproduction that lives on the seafloor. The answer, cucumber. And you guys got it. So Donna Holmes says cucumber, and so does Vanessa, and so does Rev, and Eileen, and SJ Lola, and Heather, and Sandy, and SJ Lola, and John Slade. Cucumber. Yeah, it's a cucumber. Sea cucumber. You haven't heard of the sea cucumber? You got to look it up now. See a picture of that guy. Sharing its name with a type of firearm is which species of shrimp capable of using its claws to make a noise of up to 210 decibels? Sharing its name with a type of firearm, which species of shrimp is capable of using its claws to make a noise of up to 210 decibels? Pew pew shrimp. I love it. Not the right answer, but that's good. You've given me joy. Yes, the answer is the pistol shrimp. John Slade says pistol. John Slade's right. It is the pistol shrimp, says Heather. Yes, that's correct. Derringer would be funny. The trigger shrimp. No, it's the pistol shrimp. Which now I have to go online and look up pistol shrimp and hear how loud that really is. Yeah, the pistol shrimp. Reaching weights of up to 2,000 pounds, which species of sea turtle is the world's largest? Reaching weights of up to 2,000 pounds, which species of sea turtle is the world's largest? I don't see it yet. Weights of up to 2,000 pounds. The leatherback is the largest species of sea turtle. SJ Lola has it. It is the leatherback turtle. And well done. The chonk turtle. I like it, but I'm giving it to SJ Lola. It's the leatherback. Yeah. Well done. You want to do a couple more? I have a couple more for you. What species of shark found in cold water oceans are believed to have the longest lifespan of any vertebrate animal, living, if you can believe this, between 250 and 500 years? What species of shark found in cold water oceans are believed to have the longest lifespan of any vertebrate animal, living between 250 and 500 years? Yeah, I'm seeing the answer. It is indeed the Greenland shark. And Donald, the gloomy Maine Coon, is first to this. This is the Greenland shark. Well done, Donald. You shouldn't be so gloomy after all. William has it. So does Heather. And William, the Greenland. Yeah, it is nuts, right? 200, 500 years. Can you imagine? What kind of life is that? Swimming around doing the same thing for 500 years? That's what they say, Calvin, between 250 and 500 years. I scarcely believe it myself. Corals create a hard exoskeleton by excreting what chemical compound, which also makes up limestone? The sciencey marine question. Corals create a hard exoskeleton by excreting what chemical compound? CaCO3, which also makes up limestone. What's it called? What's it called? What's it called? Heather says calcium carbonate, and Heather is correct. Uncle Jim had it. I think Uncle Jim might be first. Calcium carbonate is the correct answer. So we have Uncle Jim, and we have Tammy, and Heather, and yep, And John Smith, calcium carbonate is correct. Polywogs appear before King Neptune and his court to become shellbacks in a weird, unofficial U.S. Navy ceremony commemorating a sailor's very first official crossing of what imaginary line? Now I understand a patch that my dad had. Polywogs appear before King Neptune and his court to become shellbacks in this weird, unofficial U.S. Navy ceremony commemorating a sailor's first official crossing of what imaginary line? The equator is the answer, and Uncle Jim has it. And so does Karen Cooper. And Mo, it's the equator. And so does John Slade and S.J. Lola. Nullifidian, equator, says Vanessa. Yep. My last nerve. Crossing your last nerve. Nancy has equator. Good job. Just a couple more, perhaps. The highly poisonous blue-ringed octopus warns people to buzz off by lighting up a super bright ring, or more than one of them, powered partly by what nucleobase that is in DNA and also Monster Energy drinks? The highly poisonous blue-ringed octopus warns people off by lighting up super bright rings powered partly by what nucleobase that's in DNA and also Monster Energy drinks and some other energy drinks as well. Similar. Plutonium, no. No, but good answer. Nullifidian says guanine. Guanine is correct. Yes, it's guanine. They light it up using the guanine. All right. Which L word, starts with the letter L, is the legal term for stuff at the bottom of the ocean? Often goods that you would toss overboard with a buoy attached that you have the intent of retrieving from the seafloor later. This word starts with an L, and it is the legal term for the stuff at the bottom of the ocean, usually goods you throw overboard with a buoy since you have the intent of getting it back from the seafloor later. Litter? I would think yes, litter. No. L booty. Litter, a lot of litters. My 7-year-old said love. Oh, hug that 7-year-old boy. It's a boy, right? Yeah, give him a hug. Love is the best answer of the day. The answer is lagan or lagan, Lagan. That's this term for the stuff at the bottom of the ocean. It's lagan. It's the legal term. Lagan, Lagan. Yeah. What is the only fish known to be endothermic? Like birds and mammals, they are able to keep their internal organs warmer than their surroundings. Also heard when you drop a plate at a Greek restaurant. What is the only fish known to be endothermic? Like birds and mammals, they're able to keep their internal organs warmer than their surroundings. And the answer is, all boys here except me, says Mama. Opa, that's correct, S.J. Lola. Opa can do this. So says Heather, yes. I'll take Oompa. Opa, I knew what you meant. Opa, I knew what you meant, John Slade. Yup. Opa, says Rev. John Slade has it. Oprah Winfrey, says John Slade. And the last question of the day, my friends. I know, really kept you over time. Trivia Thursday, what can I say? The largest fish, sharks and rays, are cartilaginous. So they have skeletons made of cartilage. But what is the largest fish with a skeleton made of bone? A bony fish. What is the largest fish with a skeleton made of bone? It's a sunfish. Karen has it. So does Ren. Sunfish is the largest bony fish as opposed to cartilaginous fish. Sunfish is correct. Tammy has it as well. Good job. And thus ends Trivia Thursday. You guys are amazing and awesome. I do want to let you know that tonight at 5 o'clock, we do have a Nikki Maduro show for you. And it is pre-recorded, but it's really good. We have a great guest talking about national parks. The conversation morphs into politics because, of course, cocktails, mocktails, and politics, right? The reason we recorded it is because tonight, Nikki's son, Dylan, graduates from 8th grade, and she needed to be at that ceremony. So, yes, tonight's Nikki Maduro show is recorded, but great, and I hope you will join us. It is at 5 p.m. on the dot here on YouTube. The Nikki Maduro Show is the way to find us. And thank you so much, you guys, for being here, for participating in trivia. You bring me so much joy every day. And thank you, thank you, thank you. I just love it. I love the show, and I'm so glad to be able to keep doing it. Thank you to everyone who is able to contribute to the show, whether that's stories that you email, whether it's contributing financially to this crowd-funded effort, whatever it is. Thank you so much for helping it be, I don't know about successful, but keep on chugging along. How about that? Thank you so much to Deborah S. for the $5, Carol S. for the $26, Rhonda for the $5, Gretchen for the 11, and thank you to Janet R., who came in a week or so ago with a 250. Wow, that'll keep us going for this month at least. So thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, everybody. Have a great rest of your day. See you at 5 o'clock on the Nikki Maduro Show. Happy finals week to everyone. School's almost over. For some of us, it already is. Make it a great rest of your day, and I'll see you back here at 5 o'clock. Bye, everybody.
The After Party Live would like to thank the following contributors and viewers like you.
I know, me too, and I had so many more questions to ask. We'll put a pin in it till next Thursday. Kim is organic with a $10 super sticker. Woohoo! Thank you. Really appreciate that.